Gaffer, arguably 80 minutes at Cambridge was even better than what we saw at Forest Green and some other good performances. Is that a marker, another one of those first markers put down as to what you expect?
Yeah, you're never going to get anything your own way. On Saturday it went well. In other games it's not gone well, the performances have, I suppose, but they, even include the Morecambe fixture, etc. Conceding the goals, they didn't really play better than us, but they ended up scoring 2 goals, and that happens. So you're going to get tested and challenged in different ways. So a little bit like, and I refer a lot to it because it is a fight, really, boxing. In terms of having rounds on your terms, and when an opponent decides to strike or do something different, whether they're constantly jabbing or they've got a massive right hand or they're constantly avoiding you, you've got to make sure you find an answer to that question they pose and ask you of you. And we've been able to do that recently for quite a while, whether we're behind, in front. But of course it's nice to be in front, and it was good to enjoy for everybody's sake last Saturday for the football club. It was brilliant.
Good vibrations, Beech Boys aside, but the buy-in from the fans, you must be so pleased with how everybody's reacted to you coming in.
Yeah, but they'll only ever value hard work. They'll only ever value people that are putting their bodies on the line, and with that then they'll support that. And you could never take your eye off that simple, hard-working, honest traits, because it represents the area. It represents, I was driving around Carlisle yesterday, and people go to work, mums doing what they do with the kids go to school, they just want to come on a Saturday and really enjoy the experiences, and if you work back from what's important to win, of course we all want to win, but if we don't win and show them traits, I think you'll get forgiven to a point and supported. But of course we're in the business of winning, so you've seen how frustrated I've been when we've played ever so well and the players haven't been able to get as much adulation or express because we've not got the actual 3 points, but last Saturday we did.
These pre-game conferences, we naturally, this side of the table, ask about the opposition. It's been noticeable, your tenure, most of it is about what we can do.
It is, but I have, along with the staff, we have great knowledge of them and what they can do and how they try and do it. And you've often talked, or I've often pre-talked about tactics, actually, whether it's Crewe, what they'll end up doing, they did it, or Plymouth, or whoever it is. So yeah, we're very knowledgeable of what they can do and respectful of Colchester. But there's so many different anomalies in how a player plays, and not too much changes physically from Saturday to Saturday, or technically, tactically, not too much changes, but what the players do or does in them 90 minutes can. So you've got to make sure we're in a position where we're giving everything we possibly can to like you say, back up them traits.
You said it already, I think it was to John, they're a possession-based team. We saw that firsthand with the likes of Norris and a couple of other good potent strikers up front. They are a threat.
Yeah, they've got great midfield, and they've got great height, and they've got long throws. If you remember, I think we had Lofty marking Harry Pell. He won every header, 4 or 5 headers. And you'd think, matching height with height and physicality and things like that. They're a big team, big centre halves, big midfield players, strong centre forward who's muscular and robust, with some pace in Theo and good passing and brain. People that can run with the ball, harry it. They can score, dip, shoot, score goals from anything from 35 yards towards your goal. So they're a potent team that are resetting for the last 10 games, and they'll look at this as an opportunity to get that right from their perspective. So I'll mention it to the boys, but we've got to make sure we're right at it.
Just finally, Gaffer, you talk about resetting. You look back to that 3-0 defeat at their place. How different is this group? 1 defeat in 9, different players, confidence to what you had when you went down there last time.
Well, it's building blocks, isn't it? And the standards that we're trying to achieve. I mean, the biggest thing for me was the fact that I think it was 15 or 16 fit pros available. The fact that we've been able to change the team. We've had two I mean, 16 transactions in January is massive. It's one every other day. Obviously, that includes re-engagement of Aaron and Gethin, recruiting permanent players for longer contracts. Obviously, players trying to leave, players that have been invested in for loans for the full season, and their own clubs don't want them back. So, you know, imagine that's almost like having last year's stock, isn't it, in the shop that you're trying to sell. Nobody wants it. And that's a shame, but that's the truth. So we've got to try and not avoid the truth. We've got to try and address it and make it better. And I think that's what we've done. But we've got to make sure we keep continuing to do that. And everybody who's locked in from the end of January has every opportunity to play for us before the end of the season. And they've got to approach their opportunities like that.
Super. Good luck tomorrow.